All right, let's make a resume using Chat GPT. Now, Chat GPT has been taking over the internet this week, and that's because it is an incredibly powerful tool. It is a new tool released by OpenAI. It is a tool that is a chatbot that will answer just about any question for you and also generate things for you. So that means it's going to create things like essays and documents and code even. And really, everyone is experimenting right now with it to see what it can do and what it can't. And for me, I'm really interested in what it can do to help job seekers, right? Because writing resumes and cover letters is really nobody's favorite thing to do. And I say this as a former Ivy League career coach who has helped hundreds, if not thousands, of students with their career strategy. And that means I've looked at thousands of resumes and cover letters and edited them and helped clients and students write them better. And I tell you what, it is hard work. It is something that I don't think most people enjoy, even career coaches. And so really, I was looking for a solution and I wanted to experiment and I found it. It turns out that Chat GPT can write your resume for you. I'm going to show you how. So here's what you're going to need. First off, you're going to need a job. I have gone and picked this job over here. I used this in my prior video for cover letters, and this is for a global program manager of people development. So essentially an L&D role at Uber in Seattle. So I'm going to go ahead and copy this job because I'm going to need it. And I want you to, read the job, familiarize yourself with it about what the responsibilities are and the qualifications, because you're actually going to use those to help shape the output from Chat GPT. Now, these machines are powerful, but you have to tell it what you want. And in this case, what we're going to do is we're going to start with the basics. So write a resume for this job, right? I've done this before, so I'm actually going to take just put one requirement, no contact info. It would give you general contact info. And I just want to avoid that on here because this takes time to write out for the bot. So here's what you're going to see. You are going to see an actual resume that is tailored to this job, right? So keep in mind, this is a program manager. There is a requirement to lead cross-functional teams, stakeholder management, so on. So we already have a resume here that is tailored specific to the job. Number one, and this is incredible because the number one things you hear when writing your resume is tailor it to the job. And that can be hard for a lot of job seekers, right? You're applying to a ton of jobs and it's a lot of work to tailor your resume for every single job. And let's be real, most people don't do it. So that's one of the ways that you can stand out in the job description, to make sure you're using the language that the job description use, make sure you are using only relevant information for that job. So here we go. We have got some results and you can see it's taking shape. Look at that. Now, this is all dummy content right now. We are going to shape this, right? It is assuming you have program management perspective. It's assuming the dates, blah, 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 blah. But you can see, here's what it's doing. It's creating the bullet points with the language you need for a program manager job. That's the power of this, right? This is not just general skills. These are skills that are related to program management in the L&D space. Now, we're going to make this more personalized to you. You could use this if you wanted. You could use this and pick the bullet points that work for you, maybe add more, but I want to go further. So here's what we're going to do. All right, so you can see the general, these are just generalized skills. Let's make this better. So the thing with Chat GPT that is really cool is you can improve it. It remembers what you were talking about. So revise. We don't even need to type revise. We can. I'm going to just do write an MBA style resume with results. So the reason we do that is because MBA style resumes are done in a very specific format. It is very much focused on results oriented. It's focused on business language, and it follows a very specific kind of what you see here. Verb, action verb style. And that's actually how you should write your resume. You shouldn't be just listing responsibilities. You should talk about what you did. But again, that's hard. That's hard for most job seekers to write in this very specific resume speak. So I'm going to say, this is what I want. And I want to show some results. We don't see any results here. Results are also really hard for most job seekers. So now we're going to put in experience. So you're going to customize this to your experience. So in my last video, when I talk about a cover letter, I pretended that I worked for Lyft for 4 years. So let's say the dates were Lyft 20, what's 4 years? 2020, 18 through 2022. This is way easier with your own dates, not made up dates. I did this with my own resume and it was way easier than this too. Let's just say present. Um, Prior to that, worked at Starbucks. This is in, let's say, in Seattle. So I'm just picking, you know, I'm just picking companies in Seattle. Let's say it was May 2016. You don't have to worry about punctuation here, to what did I say, June 2018. So I got a job. And let's say like before that you were, oh, and we want to put in, right, we want to put in job titles. So let's say I was L&D program manager, which is great. And in this one, I was just a trainer. Okay. And let's say before that, we were doing retail. So let's say Target, May 2012 to May 2014. Okay. Because, yeah, we got to work, right? Retail associate. Again, punctuation doesn't matter. And let's say you look at these skills, they're really generic. I'm going to go over to the job and I'm going to pull out some other skills. Let's say critical. I like this. Um, let's see. We got project management. Let's see. Whoa, working with teams around the world. Okay. Look at that. We got a lot of things going on. So I'm going to add skill, critical and creative thinking. Okay. So let's try this one and see what we get. This, now we're starting to personalize, right? I've added the MBA style. Oh, I forgot to drop the summary. So now it's assuming that I have an MBA, which I don't. We'll see what that does. I wish there was a way we could stop the writing. I haven't really figured that out, if that's an option. Just write stop. But now you're going to see what has happened here is we've updated the program manager. We've got the correct dates. We've got the correct location and all that kind of stuff. And now you start to see the change in language. Led cross-functional teams, right? Now it's specifically focused on L&D. And maybe, monitor and control project risks. I think maybe is that kind of in the job description. Let's go see. All right. So you can see here, we've got mentorship, stuff like that. I don't know. It's starting to look closer to what you need. I would say project monitoring, project risk can use some updates and so on. So now look, maybe this is what you did in your job and that's fine. What you want to do, the sweet spot, is find the things in this job. Anytime you read a job description, you're like, I do that in my current job. You want to make sure it's in your resume. So we're actually, let's say you do this in your current job. You lead the strategy, right? Let's say, and you also partner with HR leadership and the business to diagnose learning and development needs. Great. So we're actually going to add those to the resume. So great. We've got, oh, look, results. Now here's the thing with results. Okay, I see a result here. And maybe that's not true. Maybe that didn't happen, but it gives you an idea how to think about your results. So if you were a trainer at Starbucks, you want to look at how did you improve retention rates? And then, estimate how you did it, right? We track these things, come up with a rate that is closer to what is actually accurate here. Or maybe it just got it right. But you can see, like, maybe you didn't onboard over 500 new employees, but maybe you did 30 new employees. Great, change that number. And the option is you can either copy and paste this into a Google Doc or your resume template and change it there, or you can just tell GPT to update it. Here's how. Okay, so they did add the MBA here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to now revise. So again, it holds the context. It's going to understand. I want to revise some things. Revise the resume. And first thing, drop the summary. I don't want that summary. That is a personal preference. I do not think they belong. They're a waste of space. That's why you have a LinkedIn or a cover letter, right? It's old school. And okay, let's say I want to add to the L&D program manager, add to L&D program manager, bullet point, led the strategy for online learning programs. And we're going to do 2 bullet points. And again, you don't always have to be this descriptive. I'm just doing it now. I'm going to pull out this bullet point over here. Because if you did this, it should be on your resume, right? And then we're going to drop bullet point. Monitored and controlled project risk, because that honestly, I don't think we need it for this job. You want to focus on those other ones. So now we're going to drop this bullet point maintained. It's not relevant. Drop target bullet point, maintain clean store environment, and process transactions. Again, this is not relevant to the job. You don't need to include it on there. Doesn't matter if you did it. And then drop MBA, education, and then skills. We are going to add, let's see, and I've got degreed and LinkedIn learning here. So we're going to add those, add skills, degreed and LinkedIn learning. Okay. So is there anything else in here that I think I should add? Oh, it does talk about using data a lot. Iterate and improve existing programs using data and business feedback. So I want that. Let's put that in our training. Let's assume we did that because most people do. Let's do that. Replace bullet point in. I'm just going to see if in Starbucks I'm going to see if I don't tell it what happens. Iterate and improve existing programs. Now, here's the thing. You could do this copying, or you could see what the machine does. And that's what we're doing right now. So I've asked it to revise the resume. In fact, I probably don't even need to tell it that. It already knows. And we're going to drop the summary. We're going to add bullet points in the L&D section. We're going to replace the bullet points in the Starbucks section. We're going to drop target bullet points, these two. We're going to drop the MBA education and add skills. And again, you could probably do this on your own. Let's see what the machine does. All of this, the things that we're doing right now, are still quicker than writing a resume on your own. So let's see how many prompts we're in. We're only on our 4th prompt. So each of these, 3 prompts. 1, 2, 3. So 3 prompts to get us to a decent resume that we can use for the job search. And you can repeat this with multiple jobs, right? Depending on how much you like doing this, or again, you can use your resume over and over. I know people do that. It's, there we are. Look at online. There's those bullet points. Okay, so it didn't do much with it, but it just incorporated it and it dropped the other one in there. Look at that. Iterate and improve existing programs using data and business feedback. Okay, and we just kept 1 bullet point in the target one. And there we are. And there's our skill. There's our skills. This is a decent resume. There are always improvements that you can make on this. I would say like adding results. I might actually say add a result to L&D program manager bullet point to 2. Yeah, let's see what happened. Bullet points. Add results. So let's see, because I think you should add results. And again, it's not going to know your results, but it is going to add the results to make it easier for you to think about where you should put results and how to think about your results. And then all you got to do is modify the number, providing, in fact, you did that, right? We're assuming you did these things here. If you didn't do these things, delete them. Ask it to add another one, right? That's what we're doing here, or take it from the job description. Oh, wow. Look at that. It added results to all of it. Look at that. Resulting in improved communication, resulting in increased accessibility, resulting in targeted and effective training programs. Now that's nice. What I would do here is resulting in increased 10% efficiency increase, right? And 100 million in cost savings. My God, that's ridiculous. But like 20,000 in cost savings, right? That's where you would add your results. Again, you don't have to, but these are just how you build, right, your resume. This is a decent resume. It's not like you're going to get overlooked here. And I'd say, yeah, take this resume, copy and paste it, and put it in a put it in a document, and send it off. And that's how to make a resume with Chat GPT.